Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from the Roosters Brewing Company, and it's a collaboration beer called The Accomplice, and it's brewed with Odell Brewing Company. It was brewed out in Fort Collins, Colorado. Great stuff here. Black cap. This beer was picked up in discount supermarkets, my local craft beer store in Cardiff. It's got a nice smoky opening. Look at that. Let's get this pale ale out into a glass and see what we get. This one at 5.7% ABV is pushing the pale ale category. It's very close to being an IPA. Usually a good IPA starts at around 6% ABV, but beer in the glass, it's a lovely golden colour. Now from the camera it's looking hazy. It's not really hazy, it looks pretty good, but the camera seems to want to give it a hazy look. It's not as bad as it looks from the camera's perspective. Okay, it's a one finger white head, golden coloured beer, nice kind of floating carbonation. Let's get my nose into the beer then. You always get that Styrian golden character in a beer. It's brewed with 6 different hop varieties, and the one that kind of stood out straight away for me was the spiciness. And usually for me, the spicy hop, I usually kind of get it right. I pin it on the Styrian golden. That gives you a kind of a floral spicy aroma. But in there, before that kind of spiciness, there is most definitely an American hop character. It's almost as though they've gone, right, okay, Britain, Roosters, America, Odell. Let's use 3 hops from the UK and 3 hops from America. That's what I'm picking up from the aroma. So nice fruity American hops and nice kind of dry hedgerow spicy hops from the UK. I'm going to dig in. Cheers. That is very nice, and there's the bitterness. Wow, there is a packing bitterness on the back end that kind of wallops your chops. It really kind of gets your saliva glands going right on the back end. It's lovely and fruity, but up front, fighting up front like that good British bulldog spirit is the British hops. They kind of give off this kind of musty, spicy, slightly fruity taste, and then very quickly it kind of all moves along over to the American hops. But just for a split second, you've got that kind of British bulldog character in there. Nicely carbonated beer. I'm picking up like a tangerine, orange peel, lemon peel, like you've just stuck your 2 front teeth into a lemon peel. It's that kind of harshness that would come with biting a lemon. But in the middle, I've been thinking, because there's a reason I'm thinking, and that's because there's a flavour in there that really is pushing back against all of them hop oils and hop tastes and hop aromas. And that is, I just got it now, is a hint of a caramel toffee in there. So in effect, that's giving the balance to the beer. You've got your lovely malts in the beer that's fighting back against them hops, the lovely caramel toffee mixed with the American and British hops. I'm taking a wild guess to this American and British hops, just because it seems like, say you've got a pint glass, an empty pint glass in front of you. You've got two halves of a traditional UK pale ale, half, whack that in, and a big punchy American IPA stroke pale ale, and you've whacked that in, you've given it a stir, and this is what you're kind of getting. You're getting British and American, but in the middle of all that as well, you're getting a big malty, chewy caramel toffee backbone, which it kind of gives you everything you could possibly want from a good pale ale. Carbonation's nice and zingy. It's a refreshing brew. It's not kind of overly resinous on the lips. And that bitterness again, it just kind of builds on the back end, and it's enjoyable, very enjoyable for a pale ale. My final thoughts and a rating then on, let's get it all in the glass, Roosters Brewing Company and Odell Brewing Company Pale Ale, The Accomplice Pale Ale, 5.7% ABV. Looks great in the glass, look at that. Tastes great. It's so kind of, yeah, I'd say sessionable at 5.7%. You'd have to be a bit careful, but 5.7% you could certainly session this beer. Enjoy 3 or 4. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10 beer from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.